Today on I Am Rising, first and last breaths. Yeah. I'm laughing because I recorded this in the second year of training with Alchemy of Breath, my school, when I was a mentor. And now I'm training to be an actual trainer. What this means is that I have been going deep in the program, first as a student in recovery from breast cancer, and finding my body and my breath, and literally going from death to a rebirth, to going deeper in the program as a mentor, coming out the other side and seeing the program from different lens and looking back on my journey in almost disbelief that in such a short time I could go from feeling like I was on my deathbed, feeling lifeless, the trauma of toxic drugs, of the amputation of my right breast. Yes, that's what it is. The trauma of surgeries, of the frozen shoulders, not feeling safe in my body, and then meeting all former versions of myself and cracking open. I met myself on the inside with my breath, this amazing program, and have been able to keep going deeper and deeper and then share this journey with you. So first and last breaths, I explain in the recording, but it's an exercise where I got to write a letter to myself from the me on my deathbed to the me now. And the poetic part of it is that over the last few years, I did meet my death. And as I listened over to this podcast and the editing, I felt so proud of it. And so I hope when you listen, you are inspired of what's possible. But this particular episode, it's kind of meditative. So when I start to read the letter, I actually put some music in the background so that you could listen and maybe even close your eyes if you're not driving to let it open your heart and let it help you meet any resistance that you may have to opening. Every inhale is a birth. Every exhale is a death. What if we could court the unknown together? It's become part of my healing experience to move into the resistance rather than away, to become intimate with the moment, with the unknown, rather than giving into the fear. It's easy to be scared. It takes courage to meet that fear with the breath. So after the intro, when I'm reading the letter, it can be a meditative process for you. And in the end, I actually leave room for you to inquire into your own life and experience, and maybe look into your first and last breaths from a deeper perspective. So enjoy. And as always, reach out with any questions, comments. I welcome them and just am so grateful for your support. Hi, everyone. It's Tina. And as I start to embark on new phases of my journey and take new steps forward into the light to be seen again, I have been recording audios and videos that I will be sharing and moving forward, and even going back to some parts of my journey that I may have shared, that I may have even blogged about. But when I speak, I can really be present in the moment and inflect more of the journey than I can write it. And so when I write, sometimes I feel limited, but when I just open up my heart and speak, so much more comes through. And so I'm called to go back a little bit to a blog post that I called First and Last Breaths. And it was inspired by the breathwork facilitator program that was part of my recovery from breast cancer. It's the program and breathwork itself that helped literally everything come back online. And it's funny too. Think about it. Breath is life, of course. But from literally laying on the floor or in the bed, so limited physically, and life inviting me to breathe more deeply rather than wallow in self-pity or any bit of the darkness that I was in. I breathed open. And not only did I come back online and come back to life, but Alchemy of Breath, my school, when I started training and learning more, I went deep. So deep that now I'm mentoring in the second year of the program. And it's so much more than breath. And so part of the blog post here that's called First and Last Breaths talks about how I had just completed, so this was last year, the breathwork program through Alchemy of Breath, and how it literally continues to be this beautiful opening to the doorway of my soul. It has been the most pivotal part of my healing journey and healing protocol after just grueling breast cancer recovery. And as I've shared before, the first year of recovery was mostly physical healing. And then in the second year was more mental and emotional with lingering physical. And the fog lifted. Alchemy of Breath led me home to my heart, and honestly, really led me into my body, where I had to meet a multitude of traumas. It wasn't just the shock and horror of hearing the words, "This is an aggressive breast cancer, Tina. You need to act on this right away," from the first doctor. That's trauma. Trauma of the surgery that is basically an amputation of the breast, to toxic chemotherapy drugs, one in which was called the Red Devil. Thank you, Mom, for renaming it to the Blue Angel. But that was just the last few years. This program helped me tap into all the other traumas that were hidden, that have been lying dormant in my body. Every time I didn't feel something because it was too much and I tucked it away. Every time that it didn't feel safe to be in my body and I left. Every experience that was too overwhelming for my little girl system of either being rejected or humiliated or laughed at, and I closed. All that energy was still in my body. And I was going to say I had to meet it. I want to say I got to meet it. And I continue to meet it. It is the most beautiful journey inward that is only scary when you don't dive in and go there. It's only scary to the mind. And that's the whole point. I lived so much of my life in my mind until breast cancer cracked me open. It's one of those things that feel like the biggest punishment and curse at the time. But even if just a part of you is open, the light can come in. So Alchemy of Breath for me saved my life. And we were also embarking on inner journey classes, or what they were called at the time. And this helped me inquire about every aspect of my pre-birth when I was in my mom's womb, birth, what went on before, my childhood upbringing, leading all to this present moment. And I'll be talking more about this, lots more about this. But this particular blog post, toward the end of the training, we explored our personal death, a topic that so many of us stay away from, including me, until I came face to face with it through this life-threatening diagnosis. And it's funny too, because I did study death and the afterlife. It's what got me into the spiritual work that I was doing for so many years. But there was always something underneath lurking. Like my mind and parts of me got on board, but there was always like the "you don't go there" part of the fear or darkness. And that kept me at bay for so long, thinking that I had conquered this fear. And that's how tricky and sneaky trauma can be, because it took facing it, literally, the last few years to truly meet my light in the darkness. And so as part of my everyday experience now, I have a new relationship with death, with birth, with rebirth, with the moment. And I become quite intimate with the unknown as much as I can remember, because the program and the tendency is to close. Anyway, we were asked in the program to write a letter to ourselves from our dying future self, breaths away from leaving this world. My first instinct, of course, was to resist it, put it off, procrastinate. I'll do that later. But then I remembered the power of moving toward resistance rather than away from it. And so I closed my eyes. I leaned in. I took a breath. And I wrote this letter to the current me. My dearest love, Tina, I love you. I love all of you. It has taken me a lifetime, and every single moment of it is divine. Every thought, every feeling, sensation, worry, doubt, emotion, and experience that you're having right now, it is the most incredible blessing. So please take a breath with me. Drop into your body. Open your heart. Listen and feel our words as medicine to soothe your soul. Please, my love, do not spend as much time and energy as you have to stress, to feel lost, to feel less than, not enough, and then create a story that it is wrong, that you are wrong, that something is wrong with you. Instead, see it as your greatest treasure, because it is. All of those feelings are leading you to become more of who you are. Allow them. Breathe into them. Honor them. Welcome them, feel them, and know that when they arrive, especially the densest ones, you are on the right track. When they surface, you are doing something so right. And keep going. Don't let them deter you. Celebrate them. The more frightening, uncertain, confusing, and heavy, embrace more fully and open, leaning into, diving into, or both. Remember, sweet Tina, you're also feeling the energy of your ancestors who came before you, your parents and family, and the collective. That's how big this is. That's how grand you are. You are a lighthouse. You hold so much light and compassion, and you are helping humanity by transmuting this energy for the planet. And you're doing the most amazing work. I so wish you could see it from where I am right now, breaths away from transitioning home. I am in awe of you, of us. I'm smiling, embracing, holding, and loving all of you, cherishing this magical adventure, and beaming it inward for you to receive. The external may seem to really matter, and at times it does shout the loudest, especially at first as you start to really awaken, and then again when you're expanding into new dimensions within yourself. But please know that you are building resilience, you're expanding your radiance, and you are strengthening your power on the inside. Remember that. The inside is all that is important. I repeat, the inside is all that is important. The external is just a mirror. It's just the out picturing to see what needs more love. The screen to show you what needs refining and helps to aid in course correcting. The outer is just merely showing you where you are, giving you a beautiful opportunity to choose more love for yourself, not less. And it doesn't matter where others are. Again, reminder, it doesn't matter where others are. So keep dropping in and loving. Remember that true wisdom is when you see, love, and accept all of you in this light, and then dance in celebration of existence, of life itself. I love you, Tina. I am so grateful for you, for all that you gave me and all that you are. It's not possible to fail. It's not possible for you to make mistakes. It's only possible for you to be you every moment fully. And whatever that looks and feels like is absolute perfection. So let go, my dear love. Accept, be, and trust. You are already there. You are already magic. Now it's time to embody it and live it. Love and deep breaths. Tina Marie. So these last few moments, I invite you to move into your heart, feel your body, and just take a few deep breaths as you relax your shoulders. Breathing light and life into this precious vessel of light, your body temple. remembering who you are, knowing that there is sacred wisdom here. The body knows how to heal itself if you let it. All that is required is dropping into the body, breathing the heart open, feeling what is here now and welcoming it. Each breath an invitation, each breath a prayer, each breath a surrender to what's here now as the layers peel off, breath by breath. Feeling into this space, this moment, this you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for opening. Thank you for being part of this journey with me. Sending you so much love.